flies, and in like 7 hours, it's not gonna feel like that at all. Hello.
Hey, honey, how are you? I'm sorry I didn't get to see you off.
Yeah, Mom, you mind telling us what your job is? Hi, Mom. Everything's fine. I'm actually eating dinner right now.
Oh, good, good. So there was food there. Well, your father wanted me to call and talk to you about having a house party tomorrow night to celebrate the new house and
Oh
all.
my god. So they didn't even check to make sure there was food in this house before deciding for sure that we were going to get kicked out and put in here. And our grandpappy died yesterday. And 2 days after that, they want me to throw a house party because our grandpappy died and we inherited it. All right then.
Your father insists. You know how he is with events.
Our mother is probably more annoying than the dad because we have no we see no reason for her to be awful. At least the dad has like some tragic backstory reason that's why he's a piece of garbage, but like not that that excuses it, but literally our mom is just awful. She's just dumb and stupid and awful. I knew exactly what she meant. He didn't like long relaxing periods between important events. It was really fucked up. I was expected to act on the drop of a dime, from moving immediately the day after a funeral to my grandfather's house to now organizing a party. I know. Well, since I don't exactly have you two to help me arrange it, I'm gonna need some time to prepare things.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, Suzu and Naomi can help. I have work, and you know how your father is.
I don't think I hated the mom this much until this playthrough. Like, I don't think I realized how awful she is. I know. I have to do it myself. He won't help. Also, did the mom just imply that the dad doesn't actually have a job?
I'm sure it'll be amazing, honey. I have faith in you.
Oh, God. I hate her. The mom is awful. Ah! This game has so many problems. I need, like, an in-depth, like, theory. Or theory video explaining why Slappy's family is dysfunctional and everything sucks. But I love this game, so I kind of don't want to see it get torn to shreds. Fuck you, Mom. Bye.
All right, I gotta go.
I'm not even gonna. Nope. We're not. Mm-mm. Great. Now how am I gonna do this?
Is something wrong?
She has to organize a house party for her parents.
Huh? How did you... Oh, right. I'm a dumbass. But yeah, I gotta do it soon or my parents will be really disappointed. I'll have to stay up and organize everything tonight.
Hey, why don't we help you? That's what we're here for, right?
I don't see why not.
Okay.
I can name a few reasons why we shouldn't.
Sam?
Back off.
Like, I get he's supposed to be like, there's nothing alluring about, excuse me, this character at all. Like, it's not like when there's cute tsundere girls where they have some kind of redeeming quality or something, or they're cute, or they're pretty, or something. He's just a generic white boy who's just angry and a douche.
We'll take care of everything, miss. Just leave everything to us.
That was surprising. I didn't think the boys would offer help right off the bat. I couldn't help but smile. I was actually rather thankful now that I let them stay. Now I didn't have to do everything alone. As I kept thinking about it, I couldn't help but yawn.
Feeling a little tired over there, princess?
Yeah. It's been a long day. But at least tomorrow's the weekend, so I can sleep in. Then it hit me. Wait! Where are you all going to sleep? There's not enough room in the gazebo outside.
We found some guest rooms on the opposite end of the house from the master bedroom. I'm sure those will do just fine.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna go to my room and study and sleep, and I'm not gonna lie, I hope I don't see you tomorrow.
Have a good night.
Yeah, it will do. Yeah, oh, no, don't wish the strangers good nights. With that, I left the dining room and went to mine.
Eric, no.
What?
What? I wasn't going to do anything.
Yes, he was.
Oh, gross, gross.
Shh.
Gross. Oh, that is so nasty. That's supposed to be humor? That's not funny. That's gross. As soon as I got into my room, a wave of exhaustion hit me. Why am I so tired all of a sudden? I just woke up from that nap. I dragged myself to my bed and hauled up one of my bags. I opened it and grabbed my economics book, knowing that no matter how tired I was, I had to study at least a page or two before sleeping at last. Whose route am I going for? We're actually gonna go for Andrew, for the first one, the first run. And then we'll probably do James. Then I think we'll probably do the chaos ending. And then we'll do one of the girls, and then maybe Sam. I don't really have it like exactly planned out, but I basically have it planned out in my head. My pipes, and I'm going to open this box of Cheerios because sometimes Dr. Pepper just doesn't do your pipes justice, and you need something solid going down your throat. Oh my god, these are disgusting. So these are Toasted O's. They're like the generic brand Cheerios, and they are disgusting. Oh my god, they taste like... They literally taste like sawdust. What the hell? Why can I not stop eating them, though? What am I doing? Oh my god, they're addictive, but they're so nasty. What is going on? Hold on. Okay. Wow, those are disgusting, but I can't stop eating them. Yeah, I'm going for Andrew's route first, and then James, and from there we'll see what happens. But I have a pretty good idea about who we're going for and when. We definitely got to get Andrew. We definitely got to get the chaos ending, and we definitely have to get one of the girls before my pipes give out. Because I'm not going to lie, the bronchitis, I do still have it. It's in the process of leaving, but I don't know how long my voice is going to be able to keep up with my screaming and my bullshit. Probably not 24 hours worth, but damn, we are going to try. And who knows, maybe some friends of mine will hop in to actually read for me a little bit. Like someone could be the narrator for me and take a load off. But most of the people I know don't want to do that, or they're busy. So, and this wasn't really a very well planned stream either. But hey, it is what it is. So, enough of those disgusting Cheerios. The words on the page scrambled in my mind as I read through them. But after 2 or 3 tries, I managed to understand what the page was about. Equations. Ugh. Finally, I decided to change into my pajamas and head to bed. Today had been a long day, and I needed the rest. Hopefully tomorrow will be better. 3 days of surprises in a row would kill me. With that thought in my mind, I drifted to sleep, embracing the darkness of slumber.
You fucking pretty boys think you're all that, huh? Well, save that to the end of my pistol.
Huh? What's going on? Hold on. I thought that this was gonna be when all the different lines get voiced when she's dreaming, and so I literally shoved a fistful of toasted O's in my mouth. So I'm gonna chew these real quick, and then I will voice this. I couldn't move my body. I felt like I was tied up, and I couldn't see anything beyond the darkness that surrounded me. Yet I could hear the sounds of a heated argument coming at me from all directions.
One move and she gets it.
Let her go!
Matthew?
Come on, chicken shit. Fight us like a real man.
Chicken shit. I forgot about that. I'm glad that's the best insult Sam, a demon, could come up with.
Like you scare me, Sam. Come on. Take one step. I dare ya.
Why can't I see?
Stay away from her, Malix!
And what are you gonna do, nerd boy?
Nerd boy. Nerd boy, chicken shit, just, the most terrifying insults supernatural kind can come up with. Suddenly, I felt pulled to one side and arms wrapped around my body protectively.
I've got you. Don't worry.
Pervert? As I was held in a tight embrace, I felt the world around me once again settle into a low, peaceful hum. The hostility of the dream before had faded into black as the arms around me rocked me comfortingly. Slowly, though, my eyes fluttered open and I looked up at the person holding me. Damien! What? I stared into the eyes of Damien. His face was painted with worry and concern, and I knew he must have seen my dream. Why did I dream of Eric holding me, though?
You can't control your dreams.
I guess.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I guess. What time is it?
It's 9 a.m. James and I were making breakfast when well...
You can't control your mind reading?
No, not yet at least. I hope to learn eventually, though.
Is everything alright?
No. Yeah. Wait, what? No, they're not!
That's good. I'm assuming you had a night.
Why are you in my room? You guys can't you didn't even knock. You just came into my room. No, don't apologize, Slappy, no.
You didn't disturb us, miss. Besides, we'd rather make sure you're okay before anything.
Oh, thank you for your concern.
Why don't you come downstairs with us and have some breakfast? I'm sure some nice food will take your mind off of what you dreamt of.
These sawdust Cheerios are taking my mind off of what this game is. Hold on. Just gonna hide one under my tongue. It was embarrassing to be... It was embarrassing to be the damsel in distress once again, but I felt rather happy that James and Damien were concerned for me, despite only knowing me for a short time. I wasn't sure if it was just courtesy or if they were genuinely concerned. I couldn't exactly read their minds. Okay. The two boys led me back into the dining room, where the smell of bacon and eggs danced in the air. The smell wafted from the kitchen and made its way into the room, making my stomach growl in need. Breakfast smells good. Glad I'm paying for it.
We should be done with breakfast soon. If you want to sit down at the table, you can.
Can't even swallow one ODO. I nodded before sitting down. And as I sat down... Wait, that's not what that says. Hold on, I'm drunk. Which, speaking of which, the original plan this year was to do a drunken Valentine's Day stream, but because I'm sick, I'm not putting alcohol anywhere near my body for at least another month, even when I'm sure I'm better, because that's just probably a terrible idea. Oh god, dehydration is not fun. As I sat down, however, my mind drifted back to the dream I had. That feeling of hostility around me made my body shudder instinctively, even though I knew it wasn't real. However, as my eyes closed, I felt a hand place itself on top of my head, breaking me out of my thoughts. Huh?
Morning. You alright?
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Sam, the owner of the hand on my head, raised an eyebrow at me before rustling my hair, ew, and moving away to sit down at the table. He then barked towards the kitchen where James was working.
Hey! Is the food done yet? I'm starving!
There's no need to yell, Sam!
You're yelling too!
Don't argue with me!
Just like a dad. It's awful. I'm not looking forward to romancing James, but I want to get it over with. From behind me, Eric appeared and sat beside me, rubbing his temples in obvious annoyance.
Can we not yell this early in the morning? It's not like we're in the castle.
Castle? For some... I'm sorry, I should have warned you. But when do I ever really give warning when I'm gonna yell? For some reason... When I heard the word castle, I couldn't help but yell in surprise. These guys had a castle? Sam looked at me and smirked at my reaction.
Yeah, we have a castle back home. Our dining room's 10 times bigger than this room.
And wouldn't it be logical to not yell?
Whatever.
Soon, James and Damien appeared, hands full of plates that carried bacon, eggs, toast, and waffles. Oh, no, now I'm hungry. Oh my god, I went through this phase where I was obsessed with Eggo chocolatey chip waffles. Like, we were going through the big box, like the ones that have like 24 in them. We were going through a big box of them, like 3 big boxes of them a week. It was ridiculous. Can't resist that chocolatey chip. Anyway. Soon, James and I already read that line! They placed the plates down by each seat before seating themselves.
My favorite.
Finally.
Thank you for the breakfast. It looks surprisingly normal.
It's our pleasure.
I'm gonna cry. Ah! All of a sudden, my phone began to ring, ushering me to pull it from my pocket and answer. Hello?
Hey, good morning. Guess who's at your door right now?
Right on cue, there was a knock from the lobby door. My heart stopped. Suzu and Naomi were here.
I'll get it.
Medi, no! My heart quickly began to pound in my chest. Matthew was in the lobby, and he'd get to the door first. I instantly jumped out of my chair and rushed out of the dining room. As I passed through the archway between the dining room and lobby, I saw Matthew reach his hand for the brass door handle, causing the world to go into slow motion. Matthew, don't! But before my words could reach his ears, Matthew had opened the door and revealed the surprised faces of Naomi and Suzu. Who did he think was going to be at the door? Like the mailman? The world around me stopped as Suzu and Naomi kept their eyes on Matthew, who merely stared back in fear and embarrassment. I could feel the air go from warm to freezing in a matter of seconds.
Hi?
I could not believe... Oops. Oh. Sorry. I could not believe this was happening. How was I going to explain this? This week had already been bad enough. To make matters worse, I was frozen in place. Please, for God's sake, someone do something other than stand there.
Who are you?
Suzu, let me explain.
What's going on here?
Who's at the door, Matthew? Oh.
Soon the other incubi appeared in the lobby with us. This situation was not getting pretty. I had to think fast. Their visitor... Wait, hold on. I've never actually tried any of the stupid options. Let's actually go to 5. Oh, damn, it's steamy right here. Phone is dying. I'm going to turn it off till I get home. All right, viewer. Thanks for stopping by. Don't let your phone die just for a strim. What happens if we say they're in your head? Suzu reached out and poked Matthew on the forehead, making him stare cross-eyed at her finger.
Hello to you too?
Seems real to me.
Yeah, that was dumb. Hold on. I don't know if any of these give us, chaos or order. They're visitors.
Then why did one of them open the door?
Because they're rude and don't know manners.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
It was no use. There was no time to lie to them. I felt helpless. Then I felt a hand on my shoulder and felt the tension in my body almost fade away. I turned my head to see James smile at me before stepping in front of me.
We must apologize, ladies. We know the situation must be confusing for everyone. Let's take this to the dining room and we'll explain everything.
I stared at James wide-eyed. Was he going to tell them who they were? Everything seemed surreal. Before I knew it, I was led to the dining room along with Suzu and Naomi and sat across from their confused gazes. As Naomi and Suzu sat down, Eric and Matthew placed their untouched plates of food in front of them, surprising their guests.
Whoa, this looks amazing. Thank you.
Our pleasure, ladies. We hope you enjoy your meals.
Ugh.
Make sure you dig in!
I looked at Naomi and Suzu as they began to eat, visibly enjoying every bite they placed in their mouth. Hopefully the food would ease their minds for whatever James wanted to reveal. As Naomi and Suzu ate their impromptu meals, James and the other boys stood behind my chair, making me grow more red in the face.
So, Anderson, are you gonna tell us what's going on?
Well, you see, Gently, James placed a hand on my shoulder again, signaling me to just eat my food. As I began to eat, he spoke to Naomi and Suzu.
We are Miss Anderson's house servants. We were hired by her late grandfather to help around the mansion, but since he has passed, we now assist Miss Anderson with living on her own.
That makes sense. It's such a huge house.
A huge house for a wonderful princess such as Miss Anderson deserves the greatest of servants to care for it.
But why are you all dressed so casually and stuff? Aren't servants supposed to have uniforms or whatever?
Well, Miss Anderson allows us to get comfy while we work, so she lets us wear casual clothes.
Yeah, something like that.
We're sorry if we made the situation awkward earlier.
We're very sure that Miss Anderson is also still getting used to having us as her servants. It would be very hard to explain after just a day.
I guess.
So, if I may ask, what brings you two ladies here?
Well,
we wanted to see how our friend was doing. Since it's the weekend and all, usually we hang out and just chill.
Yeah, like going to the arcade and stuff.
Or the Pink Lady Cafe.
There's an arcade?
That makes a lot of sense, ladies. Well, we don't wish to disturb you any further than we have, so we'll take our leave and start preparing the house.
Huh? Preparing for what?
We gotta prep the house for some sort of housewarming party thing.
Our princess's parents requested a housewarming party to be held here soon.
And by soon, they mean tonight.
Oh, well, I guess we can help out or something. Right, Naomi?
I thought you wanted to go to the arcade.
This housewarming thing is more important.
No need. We can handle it. If you'd like to, miss, you can go out with your friends while we handle things here.
Seriously?
Sam, not now.
Well, I wanted to help out, but at the same time, I wanted to go out with my friends. James gave me a look of understanding, letting me know that if I left, everything would be okay. I had to make a decision. I don't think I've ever chosen to hang out with the friends, so we're gonna do that, I think. Well, I don't know if I want to go with Suzu and Naomi. Is there a way for me to just be alone?
Are you sure?
Yeah, let's get out of here. I trust these guys to be able to work everything out.
Thank you for trusting us, miss.
We'll have everything done for you by the time you return home.
Alright, we'll wait here while you go get your things.
I was strangely relieved to know that everything was going to be okay while I was gone from the house. I trusted the guys enough to do everything they could for this house party, so my mind focused itself on hanging out with my friends. That was a very weirdly constructed paragraph. Eventually, I was out the door, walking towards Naomi's car with Naomi and Suzu. Suzu grabbed the entire back seat, so I took the passenger side. Naomi started the car and drove off towards the city. It was nice driving out with my friends. After all that had happened, it was good to just go out and forget my troubles.
Well, since we got you out of the house, we might as well go to the mall and walk around a bit. We did just eat breakfast after all.
Yeah, that was a good meal, though.
Could have had more flavor, in my opinion.
It was classic breakfast.
Suzu, you eat chili peppers when you're bored. Everything you eat always needs more flavor.
I still can't get over that, Suzu.
You never eat spicy things, Anderson.
Wait a minute.
You don't know how it feels.
How is not liking spicy food order?
Anyways, after the mall, what do you want to do? We could go to the Pink Lady Cafe and chill out with Kay. I'm sure she'd love the company.
But we have to stop by the arcade. They have this new game out called Orion. You get to control this guy named Isaku, and you're part of the rebel forces, and you get to shoot things, and there's robots, and...
Sheesh, we get it, Suzu, we get it. We'll go to the arcade.
Which one first, though? You know how popular Kay is. She'll be swamped with customers later in the day.
I'd rather go in the late afternoon. She has better options during the last hour of the cafe.
So basically after the arcade?
You figured me out so quickly, Patterson.
What did I tell you about using my last name?
Well, let's go to... We really haven't been given a reason to not want to go to the arcade, but we gotta go with Naomi for everything, so... We hit the mall and walked around a bit, as we planned, before driving over to the Pink Lady Cafe. It was a small, home-style cafe with a lot of pink. And when I say a lot of pink, I mean a lot of pink! It really isn't that much pink. Like... The cafe was crowded, but we definitely caught Kay's attention as we walked in.
Hey, girls, hey! Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see you! Have a seat, I'll be with you in a minute, okay?
My
And
grandpappy
there
died.
she is, as busy as usual.
Told you we should have gone to the arcade first.
My grandpappy died, alright? I'm gonna decide where we go and when. Naomi glared at Suzu before leading us to a table to sit at. Suzu sat across from me as Naomi sat to my side. After a couple seconds of settling into our seats, Kay slid into the empty fourth seat with a smile.
So, how's everything been?
This game oddly introduces a lot of, like, random one-off characters that you won't even, like, meet in every run, which I guess is realistic, but it's just very odd. Like, there's a random teacher that we have the opportunity to meet later on. I'm pretty sure there's this other person you can meet at the school, but I could be remembering that wrong. My grandpappy died.
Life's always crazy with you. But I can tell Suzu's not happy to be here. That kind of breaks my heart, you know.
Suzu smirked and gently punched Kay in the shoulder, making Kay laugh. Naomi and I chuckled at the sight. Kay and Suzu were like sisters, wild and crazy. However, Kay didn't have any known relatives, so it was always nice to see her connect with Suzu.
How about you, Naomi? Have you figured out your problems?
No, and now's not the time to talk about them, Kay.
Yeah, my grandpappy died. My problems are more important.
Naomi keeping secrets from us? That's a first.
She holds more than secrets, I'll tell you that much.
You guys!
Ugh, it's like a completely different artist drew this. Don't worry about it, Naomi. You can tell us on your own time. Naomi stared at me briefly before smiling in relief and happiness.
Thanks.
Kay giggled as Suzu rolled her eyes and groaned. Eventually, the four of us just started to chat and talk about random events that happened to us. I decided to not speak about the boys and just focused on school. Truly, though, it was relaxing to feel somewhat human again, without thinking about incubi or anything of the sort. Simple, young adult problems were already enough for me to handle. Like Grandpappy being dead. We eventually lost track of time and wound up staying longer than we expected, making us unable to stop at the arcade before going home to dress for the housewarming party. Kay, as much as she wanted to come, had other plans, but wished us the best. The hour of the house party had arrived. In my mind, I kept double and triple checking the essentials for the party. Knowing my dad, he invited his business partners and the executives of the Anderson Company to show me off. I stood in front of my mirror in my room, staring at my form as a million thoughts ran through my mind. It's just a housewarming party, but at the same time, it wasn't. I'm gonna save again. We'll go back to 6 and start from the top. It was my chance to show my dad that I was better than his expectations. It was a chance for me to see my parents. Wait, what? It was a chance for me to see my parents as a woman? Weird wording. It was my test to see if I was really ready to live on my own. You know, a test that should be given, like, the day after your grandpappy dies. Well, not truly alone. I had the incubi to thank, but even so, I didn't have my dad guiding me or my mom helping me through living alone, because they're shitty parents. A knock on my door broke my thoughts, surprising me, even though it's a party and you should expect people to knock on the door. Who is it?
Hey, are you okay in there? Your parents should be here soon, so you should hurry getting ready.
Well, I'm ready, but...
But what? I'm sure you look fine, Anderson. Just come on out.
All right. As soon as I opened the door to the hall, I watched as Naomi and Suzu's faces turned from smiles to complete awestruck stares. What?
Dude, you look hot.
I better.
Yeah, you look amazing. Where did you get that dress?
I've had it for a while. I just never had the chance to wear it. I figured I might as well bring it out now. I have a lot of clothes like that where I'll buy it. I'm like, oh, this is great for this thing, and then I'll never actually do anything with them until like at least a year later. I stepped out of my room and closed my bedroom door behind me. As I walked down the hall to the grand lobby, the incubi stood waiting for me at the bottom, all dressed to the nines as proper servants. Where they found these clothes, the world will never know.
Whoa, they really know how to dress well, don't they?
Sure. I was slightly taken aback on how great the boys looked in uniform. Each had the poise of a perfect gentleman, even Sam. I slowly began to climb down the steps with Suzu and Naomi behind me. The boys watched as I descended the staircase one step at a time, like knights waiting for their princess. I felt my face slightly flush, but I quickly shook my head to try and regain my thoughts. As I reached the last step, James offered his hand out to me and walked me down the final step, smiling.
As beautiful as a princess, miss.
Sorry, I thought I heard my cat crying, but I think it was something outside. Thanks for the compliment, I guess.
So, are you prepared for tonight?
Yes. I had to be confident in my skills. My dad expected a lot out of me already. If I faltered at this party, who knows what he would think of me. I had to assure myself in every word that came out of my mouth that I was ready. The other boys smiled assuringly at me, which made me feel a little better about everything. I looked at my phone and marked the time. Almost right on cue, the doorbell rang. I gulped. I could practically feel my dad's aura from behind the door. Sam and Eric quickly rushed to the door and opened the double doors wide to reveal my parents, both dressed in their best. That's their best? It's okay.
Oh my, I didn't know your bequeathment came with servants.
They're man-slaves, actually.
It was probably overlooked. Besides, who would deny good service?
I was completely shocked. My parents didn't question the boys. They didn't ask for verification or anything. I looked to the boys and noticed Sam and Eric staring intently at my parents. Were they using their powers on them? They had to be. There's no way they'd be okay with this otherwise. They broke the rule.
I guess the servants counted as belongings to the house.
Well, I mean, they're man-slaves. My mother quickly rushed to me and gave me a large hug. I hugged her back, inhaling her perfume. It had only been a couple days, but living away from the ones who raised me was hard. My mother soon let me go and looked at my outfit.
Gorgeous. You look so lovely. David, look at your daughter and tell her I'm right.
I looked to my dad, who was looking around the lobby like an inspector. I stood my ground, waiting for him to look at me. When he did, he let a small smile grace his lips.
Your mother's right. You look like you're all grown up.
I guess that's something. The world around me stopped as my heart pounded hard in my chest. Did my dad just compliment me? On his own accord? My mother was grinning ear to ear at his words. I was beyond speechless. Except, you're saying things. However, his cold face quickly returned as he began to look around once again.
I assume that you're ready, then, to impress the rest of the guests, correct?
No.
The entire board from Anderson Toys is coming tonight. Even the vice chairman's son will be coming. All of them will be measuring your potential.
My potential?
To become CEO of the company.
I knew it. Something was off about tonight, and now this party had become much more than I anticipated. I gulped silently, but I nodded in response. I looked to the incubi, but they were continuing to be servants for my father's approval. I looked behind me and saw Naomi and Suzu raise their thumbs at me for encouragement. I let out a small breath before feeling my body accept the situation. I felt a weight in my gut, but I had to hide it. As if time zoomed forward, all of a sudden, the main hall of the lobby was full of guests. Men and women in formal or business attire showed up to meet me and see my new home. I didn't expect many to come, but I was once again surprised that night. I shook my hands with many officials and executive members, putting on the professional face my dad trained me to have. I felt overwhelmed, but I hid it well behind a small smile and handshake. Many even asked me questions. Here come the QTEs. I tried my best to reply as maturely as possible. I had to remember, say what they want to hear, not what you want to say.
So, how do you feel living on your own at such a young age?
I'm doing my best. It's difficult being independent. It's been pretty good, actually.
I'm so sorry about your grandfather passing away. It really hit all of us hard.
Thank you for your condolences. That's the only adult thing you can really say.
Do you have college plans?
There's a possibility. I mostly live in the present, so it's not much of a concern. Yes, I do. I feel like the questions came up one after another. It was tough to answer some of them because they weren't about me. They were about the company.
What do you think will happen with the company now that your grandfather has passed?
It's hard to say. I don't really care. Don't ask me. That depends on who runs it. It will get back on track soon.
What do you think of the philanthropic policy the company has?
I'm thirsty. Making profits. My own values.
The company should expand from just toys?
It's a possibility. I'm gonna leave now. It's a toy company. Why? Nothing that makes any sense. It's a possibility. Eventually, the question stopped, and I was back to being myself. Naomi and Suzu were mingling in the crowds, and the incubi were doing their jobs. So I was all alone in a room full of strangers. It was unnerving to think about, but at least I wasn't being questioned left and right anymore. Suddenly, though, my mom pushed her way through the crowd to me, bringing someone I didn't know.
Honey, I'd like to introduce you to someone. This kind gentleman is the son of the vice chairman.
With my mother stood a man who looked only a couple of years older than me. He smiled and held out his hand to me, silently asking for my hand. Wow, that's a lot of redundancy!
Hi, I'm Andrew Lewis. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Anderson.
Why does it sound like he has the same voice actor as her grandpappy? This is the boy we're going for! As I placed my hand in his, he raised it to his lips and kissed over my knuckles. I felt my face burn slightly at the gesture. Andrew smiled at me before releasing my hand.
I'm honored to be invited here.
I mean, considering apparently everyone in the company was invited. You really shouldn't. My mother smiled at both of us, which made me slightly concerned. Why was she excited to introduce me to Andrew? Oh, shoot.
You organized this party very well, Miss Anderson.
Damn straight I did.
You're welcome. Praise is very much deserved.
Andrew then chuckled nervously, bringing a soft fist to his lips to cover his laugh properly before smiling at me.
I'm sorry if I seem a little forward. I've just been excited to meet Harold Anderson's granddaughter.
Why?
He used to talk about you all the time in the office on how you helped him refine his toys. I only attended meetings and heard all of the stories. You helped a lot with the success of the company without having to actually work there.
Yeah, I didn't get paid at all. Now I inherited the house because our grandpappy's dead. Oh, wow, I didn't know he talked about me. That would explain everyone's fascination with me and their rather personal questions. I looked to Andrew, who had a kind face to me. Something about him seemed off, and I didn't know what it was. He seemed to be hiding something, Whether it was good or bad, I was not able to find out. I felt someone walk up beside me, causing me to turn to them. Next to me was my dad, giving his cold stare to Andrew, who suddenly became tense.
So, you're Jared's son.
Andrew's body twitched slightly. Whether it was fear or insult, Andrew locked eyes with my father. I couldn't help but feel the tension between them. It irked me how fragile the air had become, enough to break at the wrong word.
You're the one who wants to be the next CEO of the Anderson Company.
Well...
I stared at Andrew. This guy wanted to take my grandfather's place as CEO? I thought the vice chairman wanted the position.
David, leave the poor boy alone.
I'm merely testing the boy's conversational skills. Nothing wrong with that.
What a douche.
Of course not, sir.
And polite as well. Interesting.
What is interesting about someone being polite? Why does this guy have to be so freaking just douchey?
If you'll excuse me.
Quickly, Andrew retreated away from my family into the crowd of people. Follow him. I quickly followed Andrew, wanting to be sure he was all right. I felt a little embarrassed that my dad put him on the spot like that. I had to apologize. We wound up outside. The stars practically danced on the grass as we stood in the backyard of the mansion. It had been my first time in years being out there, but my thoughts weren't on the nostalgia. Hey, Andrew? Andrew turned to me in surprise. However, his face was His face was completely red in both embarrassment and humiliation. It felt terrible. I felt terrible. God damn it!
Oh, I didn't see you or hear you following. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I should be the one to apologize.
What for? You didn't do anything wrong.
I mean, for the way my douchebag father behaved, he shouldn't have been so... him.
Oh no, it's fine. I mean, I should have expected it and been more prepared.
I mean, you're not wrong. If you'd ever met the man, you would have known he was going to do that. Andrew rubbed the back of his neck and gave a goofy grin. It was intriguing, seeing Andrew's professional side and then seeing a goofy smile away from everyone. Still, I'm sorry. But not as sorry as I am for having to live with him for 18 years.
It's not a problem, really, but thank you.
We both smiled at each other before I reached my hand out to him. He tilted his head and raised an eyebrow in confusion. Slappy! My name is Slappy! In understanding, his smile returned before he took my hand gently and shook it.
That's a pretty name. I'm happy to know it now.
Wait a minute, what? Wait, so this game is trying to tell us that our grandpappy has been raving about how much we helped him with his toys throughout the years, but he never mentioned our name and nobody knew our name? That doesn't make any sense at all. That's not a thing. Nah, it's not that nice.
I have to disagree with you. It's much better than Andrew. I mean, who names their kid Andrew?
I don't know, considering it's very close to Anderson, I don't think you should be insulting your own name. A lot of people do.
But how about Axel or Ace? Something cool like that.
He's literally 12. I couldn't help but laugh at him. He was pretty childish for a guy who was supposed to be a vice chairman's son. He grinned and laughed along with me. I don't know why, but I felt warm. Whether it was the almost non-existent breeze or the situation we found ourselves in, it felt nice.
Lewis.
His name's Andrew. stop calling people by their last names. And just like that, the feeling had vanished. We both turned to see my dad at the doors of the mansion, staring at Andrew with an almost deadly glare. Andrew straightened up, trying to maintain a business posture.
Yes, sir?
Your limo is in the front. The driver has requested that you return home. Now.
Sure.
Oh, all right. Thank you, sir.
Andrew quickly nodded to me before speeding back into the mansion to leave. As I took a step to follow, my dad stepped in front of me. Douchebag.
I don't want to hear it. Do not become friendly with him. He wants to take the company away from us. You have no reason to be friends with him.
Welcome back, viewer. Oh my god, I was talking to you that entire time. I completely forgot that you said that you couldn't hear the stream before. Oh my god. Well, since you didn't hear it before, we're actually going after Andrew on this run. So, man, I'm so sorry. I remember I read it and I was like, okay. And then when you were talking in chat, it just completely escaped my mind that I would have to type it to you. But hey, now you know. Before I could retort, my dad turned away and walked back inside, muttering about how the party was nearing an end. I sighed and entered the house as well, waiting for the party to end immediately. Wanting for the party to end immediately. I haven't even been up that long. I'm gonna be delirious 12 hours in. Oh god. It just hit me that this is a 24-hour stream. I'm shook. Oh man. I don't even... it's finally hitting me that we're gonna be here for a while. Eventually, only Suzu, Naomi, my parents, and the boys were left. My dad suddenly walked over and placed a hand on my shoulder with a smile. I stared up at him, a wave of confusion washing over my face. What?
You did good tonight. I'm proud.
You're not proud. Oh. Bullshit, Dad.
Keep it up and you'll be a good CEO.
No. No.
All right. Your mother and I have to leave. I'm sure Naomi and Suzu need to leave as well. Just because it's Saturday doesn't mean you should stay up all night.
Whatever you say, man.
Thanks for having us. It was a great party.
Why would you do 24 hours? Well, I've always wanted to do a 24-hour stream, but I've never had, quote-unquote, a reason to. And I just love... You know, viewer, you were there for the very first Seduce Me stream. I love this game. And I realized there were a lot of routes that I hadn't done. I still haven't gotten Matthew's true end. I haven't gotten either of the girls. I haven't gotten Andrew. I didn't do Sam or James, obviously. And I haven't done the Chaos endings. That's a lot of routes that I did not do. I think the only two true ends I have completed are Eric's and Diana's. I'm going to have to... We might do it in this stream where I try and get Matthew's true ending. But I don't know. We'll see. Because I don't want to do something I've already done before, especially since this stream is just essentially going to be Seduce Me multiple times over. We might switch it up and play some of Seduce Me 2 The Demon War. But I really hated the Diana route in that game. It was maybe 3 hours of gameplay. And I don't know if the ones for the boys would be any longer. So, it's also a lot raunchier of a game. But I've always wanted to do a 24-hour stream. And I mean, I really wanted to do something for Valentine's Day this year since I didn't do anything last year. And one of my new favorite streamers just did Damien's route. I don't know how I forgot about him when I was listing off the routes I hadn't done, but they had just done Damien's route, and it just reminded me of how much I love this freaking game. So that's why. No good reason, just because I want to. I don't know if we'll actually like last the full 24 hours, but I've done 14 hours before. So I don't know, maybe my voice can handle it. And if not, then, it was worth a try. It was fun while it lasted.
We'll come visit tomorrow or something. All right?
Bye, guys. Thanks for not, talking to me at all during the party.
Good night, sweetie. Come visit us soon.
At least she said it. Yeah, I totally want to visit you and Dad in your terrible, dysfunctional house. All 4 of my remaining guests left the building. All but my dad waving back at me. With the last of the guests gone, I sighed and sat on the staircase, exhausted. Whew, that sucked.
It's not like you had to do any work, though.
Give her a break, man. She was getting interrogated left and right.
She handled herself the best she could.
As expected, princess.
In the chaos route, I want to make everybody mad. We're going to make Dad disappointed. We're going to hit everybody. Although we're already hitting everybody.
Since you're exhausted, why not head to bed? We can clean up.
Ugh.
Hush, Sam.
That sounds great. Good night.
Positive. It shouldn't take long.
Ho ho ho! It didn't take long to find you little shits after all.
And now for the best character of the game. I felt a hot shudder run down my spine. The voice from my dreams echoed through the air into my ears. I looked around, panicked, alongside the incubi. James placed a hand on my shoulder, trying to remain calm.
Don't worry. No one will hurt you.
Are you sure? Are you really sure?
You can see the smile on my face right now. All of us shot our heads towards the doors, finally pinning down the direction of the voice. The doors quickly swung open, revealing a sight I would have never expected to see. Skin red as blood, eyes black and gold piercing into mine, roughened up clothes and a pistol in his hand. I saw a monster. Wait, does he actually have a pistol in his hand? Wait. How do you... Prefs? No. There's like a way you can is it tab? Ah!
What?
I forgot tab,
Oh, what's the matter, boys? You really didn't think I
No!
would find you, did you?
Hold on. You can only go back so far. I feel bad now. I went way too far back. Oh well.